Real rest is not the absence of activity, it's the absence of demand. Walking without a destination, sitting near a window, letting your thoughts move without chasing them. These activities allow your default mode network to process and integrate. They reduce cortisol. They restore attention.
You spent the entire day doing nothing. No work? No responsibilities? No alarms? And somehow, you feel worse than when you started. Not tired, not relaxed. Something closer to guilt. A vague, uncomfortable feeling that something is wrong with you. But here's the thing. Nothing is wrong with you. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And that design is the problem. Inside your skull, there's a network of regions called the default mode network. Scientists used to think this was your brain on standby, the idle screen. They were completely wrong. When you stop doing something external, this network doesn't rest. It activates. Loudly. It starts replaying conversations you had 3 years ago. It starts rehearsing arguments that will never happen. It asks you, quietly but persistently, whether your life is going the right direction. This is called rumination, and it's not a flaw in your brain, it's a feature. Thousands of years ago, doing nothing was dangerous. An idle human was a vulnerable human. So your brain evolved to use quiet moments to scan for threats, plan for the future, solve social problems. The brain never got the memo that the threats are mostly gone. So now, when you sit still, your brain still opens the threat file. It scrolls through unfinished conversations, uncertain futures, and moments that made you feel small. Not because you're broken, because you're human. Now here's where dopamine comes in. Dopamine is often described as the pleasure chemical. That's not quite right. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical, the pursuit chemical. Your brain releases dopamine when it expects a reward, not when it receives one. This means your brain is permanently in pursuit mode, always looking for the next thing. When there is no next thing, dopamine drops. And that drop is felt as restlessness, discomfort, a quiet urgency to do something, anything. This is why you pick up your phone when you're bored, not because you're addicted, because your brain is doing its job, hunting for stimulation, hunting for dopamine. But here's the catch. Scrolling isn't rest. It's low-grade stimulation. Your brain processes hundreds of images, opinions, emotions, and reactions per minute. It can't distinguish between this and work. To your nervous system, a 1-hour scroll session and a 1-hour work session are nearly identical in cognitive load. You close the app and feel more exhausted than before. This isn't weakness. This is neuroscience. So what does real rest actually look like? Real rest is not the absence of activity, it's the absence of demand. Walking without a destination, sitting near a window, letting your thoughts move without chasing them. These activities allow your default mode network to process and integrate. They reduce cortisol. They restore attention. But passive consumption blocks this process completely. Every notification, every autoplay, every recommendation algorithm is designed to keep your brain in pursuit mode, permanently hunting, never landing. The exhaustion you feel isn't from doing nothing. It's from never actually stopping. Here's what actually works. Short periods of genuine quiet, even 10 minutes, where no input is demanded of your brain. Not meditation, not journaling, not a productivity hack. Just time where your brain is allowed to wander
without being pointed at anything. Research found that mind wandering without interruption significantly improves creative problem solving and emotional regulation. Your brain doesn't need entertainment. It needs permission to be unproductive. The guilt you feel when you're doing nothing is real, but it's not evidence that you should be doing more. It's evidence that your brain has been running at such high stimulation for so long that silence feels like a malfunction. The cure isn't to fill the silence. The cure is to stay in it, just a little longer than feels comfortable. Because the brain you're trying to rest, it's been working this whole time, and it deserves more than being handed a screen.